Hi, welcome to my week 13 lab submission for encryption. Let's dive in. Okay, here we are. All right, again, cipher.py. All right, here's our class cipher. I chose the Playfair algorithm, which originally uses a 5 by 5 matrix. Um, But since we have to handle a lot more characters than that, special symbols and spaces and numbers and all that jazz, um, I decided to make I expanded upon the original algorithm and made it a 12 by 12 matrix, which is 144 characters, which is not the complete ASCII table, but is suitable for our test that we're going to do. So, uh, yeah, so let's dive in. So here we have the init and our cipher class. So this is just going to get us a list of all the acceptable characters and all the characters we're going to put in that 144 table right in the matrix. Okay, so here we get the space, we get uh what's it called, the lowercase and the uppercase alphabet. We get all the special symbols and then we get some more symbols. Um yeah, and then we just put it. We just stored an instance variable. We use this weird looking S character for our filler since it's gonna be so rare. It's gonna be it'll allow for like less errors when we're decrypting. So yeah, that's it there. And then on our right hand side here we have the the actual encrypt function. So we have also you're the ones that came originally, so that's the encrypt rate, and that's just we just use that to call our Playfair encrypt right here. So yeah, just takes the plain text and password. Right here we called it a key. Um yeah, so we created a bunch of helper functions to get this going. So the matrix, create Playfair matrix just does exactly what it says it does. Um it gets the key, which is the password. Um, and so, with the Playfair algorithm, the password comes first, or the key, and then after that we add um, any of the alphabet that's left. Or in our case, since we're using this extended set, um, any symbols or punctuation that is left. So that's that, and that just does that. Right, just doesn't add it if it's already in there. That's it. So that's it for that one. Create Playfair matrix. Uh, and the prepare plain text does three things. So the prepare plain text will split it into digraphs, and then so it's going to give you back digraphs. It's also going to check if it's an odd number. If it is, it'll add that filler character. And then three, it'll check to make sure the characters that we were given are in are in our valid characters list, which is 144 different characters. Okay. Um, and that'll just spit that back out into the digraphs, which will be prepared digraphs. And we'll just take a look at the prepare plain text for a moment, so you can take a look at that. Yeah. So there we go. We're just checking to see if they're in there. We check to see if we need to put filler characters, and yeah, so that's all we do. Then we spit it back out. So let's go back. Don't want too much time, and then we make the encrypted ones, right? So then right here, so we'll go into the encrypt digraph. Okay, encrypt digraph. Right here we go. Okay, so. Yeah, so this one just encrypts them by the rules of the Playfair algorithm. So if the digraph makes a rectangle, then we just use the symbols on the opposite corners of that rectangle to for the encryption. Um, right? And then it's like uh yeah, and if they're like in the same row, then we use the one on the right. Um, and if they're like above each other, we just use the one below it. Right, so that's really just it right there. And then we just use a helper function to help us do that to find the character of the position. And yeah, that's what we do. Um and that's what we're here. So to encrypt them, right? Um and then we just join them and we just split them back out to the original encrypt function, which is and then gives it to me. And so and then the decrypt process is um just just the opposite of that. So, what you want to see is you want to see it working. So, let's go ahead and do that. So, uh, we're going to use what is it called? The default ones. So for the get report. So, right. So if you have a blank, it uses that default password, and then it uses that default plain text. Right. 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 So let's run it. Okay. Okay. So let's enter. Enter. Great. So here we are. Here's that plain text. And wow, I wouldn't have even have guessed I would have said that if I didn't do this whole thing. So there we are. Great. I had a lot of fun learning uh and diving through this algorithm. Um it's an enjoyable experience for sure. Uh thanks.